Hey guys, welcome back to Health 110. So we're starting our second week of this summer session. Remember, and I'll keep giving you this disclaimer because I just want you to understand where we're coming from here. The summer session is an 8-week session. This course is designed for 16 weeks. And so the content that we cover is all extremely important, so I can't really cut it back any. So I'm going to go ahead and give you a heads up. This week's pretty heavy in terms of the amount of work that you have to do. Like I told you in the intro video last week, the work's not hard. It is time consuming, and there's a lot because, again, we're cramming 16 weeks of material into 8 weeks. With that being said, I hope you find all of this information useful. Like I said last week, you've probably been exposed to a lot of this information in the past, just maybe where you are now at a different stage of your life. Of course, things apply differently as we just grow and mature and find ourselves at different stages. So with that being said, the first thing I want to do is thank all of you for completing the task up top that were required. I really appreciate you all taking the time to let us all just learn a little bit about each other. I mean, this working behind the computer screen, as we've all been doing now since March, but that would have been the case for this course anyways, but it can be really impersonal. And so it's really nice to just have some kind of stories or background information for each of you, just so there is that sense of connection. So again, thank you for sharing. Hopping right into things for this week. So you should have completed chapter 1 by now. And so moving forward to this next week, week 2, notice you have 3 chapters: psychological health, stress management, and sleep, your body and your mind. So chapter 1 was really the overview of everything that we're going to discuss, and I hope you understand from that chapter that health is more than, again, I'm repeating myself from last week, but it's so key. It's more than just diet and exercise. It's more than just physical health. We're talking about overall wellness, a holistic approach to that. And so naturally, hopping right into that, then we'd start with psychological health. Again, that's an area that's often overlooked. For a long time, it was kind of considered taboo. We didn't discuss mental and emotional and psychological health. And so I'm happy to see that the book places emphasis on this early on. Okay, and so you'll see in each chapter, and remember, you have 3 this week, you have these links. Not every link requires a submission. Some of it is simply you clicking on that and watching the video. You click on that PowerPoint and using that PowerPoint to assist you with the quiz. And I realize you can click on the My Labs Plus link on this one chapter and go in and do all 3 at one time. But remember, for the purpose of your checklist over here, you're going to need to click on that link in each chapter to make sure you get a full checklist bar. Your bar should be filled completely in, not blank like mine. Okay? So from chapter 2, we're hopping to chapter 3, stress management. Key. Stress impacts us obviously mentally and emotionally, socially, but it also has a significant impact on our physical health. And so stress is a natural part of life. The key is learning how to manage it, identifying what stresses you, and then also identifying ways to cope with that stress and manage that stress in a manner that's helpful. And then lastly, and it's ironic, sleep, your body, and your mind. So you can see where all of these tie in together. What I meant by it's ironic is semester after semester, students always come back to this chapter. Because I always ask students, all right, what's the one kind of chapter that you found most interesting, or that maybe taught you something that you really didn't know? A lot of times I get this chapter about sleep. Really interesting to see the dozing and driving video. I think we probably all could relate to that to some extent, where maybe we were behind the wheel and we shouldn't have been because we didn't have a good night's rest. So just things to consider that maybe we don't necessarily take the time to consider. Guys, I hope you have a great week. As always, I'm just an email away. I'm also aware that there's been some issues with My Labs Plus on their end, not Nash Community College, and nothing you're doing wrong. So if that's the case, again, I told you I'm flexible, in particular with the labs, and so just get that done as soon as you can. But as long as you have gone through and clicked the links, then you get full credit in the checklist bar, and so you're good to go. But again, the labs are important, and you'll find that the labs are really just a lot about you and opportunities for you to reflect on where you are in your current state of health and wellness. Also, and I mentioned this a couple times now, with the labs, you'll see the due date at the end of the semester. All right, please, for your own sanity and for your own good, you want to complete those labs by the due date each week. So this week, you've got 3 quizzes. And you also have 3 labs. Guys, I realize it's a heavy lift. Again, you see how important these topics are, and so there's really no way to cut it. Just manage your time, prioritize, and again, if you have any questions, let me know. Have a great week, all.